So I just drove for Postmates and I accepted absolutely every single order request, something that I call the Accept Everything Challenge. So the rules are pretty simple, just accept absolutely everything. But this one was the worst challenge to date, so you're going to want to find out why. And I'm going to ask you a question at the end of the video that may change your entire thinking about Postmates this year. Welcome to the channel. My name is Mike. This channel is dedicated to your success in this gig economy, this side hustle. So if you are new here, consider subscribing. And for the best accessories for Postmates and any other gig app, check out my Amazon storefront, that linked down below. So here we are, let's go online with Postmates and start accepting absolutely everything. So order number one, this one for coriander grill. So what do you notice about this order request, let's say comparing to Uber Eats or DoorDash? Well, number one, there is no distance. So if you're driving on Postmates, good luck, you kind of have to guess the miles, you have to guess the route as well. And unfortunately, something that is really most important to you when you're driving, well, you have to guess the pay as well. Yes, you cannot see the pay, how much you're going to earn on this order with Postmates. You can see that, the expected pay, with other apps like Uber Eats and DoorDash. So let's accept this one and make the delivery and really reveal how much I'm making on order number one. So order number one, any guesses for how much I pocketed on this order? Well, if you guessed under $3, $2.35 exactly, well, you'd be correct. It really doesn't matter the distance, how short the order is, and really on any app. If you're getting payouts of under $3, that's pretty unacceptable. But I didn't know that ahead of time, so onwards to the next order. Now, quick note here, take a look at this. This is a hotspot on Postmates. So different shaded zones on the Postmates driver app that are showing you areas that are busier. So it's busier, theoretically you can get more orders by waiting in this zone, but what about pay? Well, you may be surprised to hear that there's actually no pay bonuses waiting in a hot zone like this. Now that is kind of similar to apps like DoorDash. DoorDash does show you hot zones as well, and you don't necessarily get more pay waiting in those zones. But conversely with other apps like Uber Eats, they may pay you an actual bonus for waiting in busy zones. Uber Eats is going to call that a surge bonus, which is an actual dollar bonus, or a multiplier bonus, that's called a boost zone. But no bonuses here with Postmates. Let's take our next order. So check this order out. This order request from seemingly pretty far away for McDonald's. So accept everything challenge. I accepted this one, and yes, it was pretty far away, a 17-minute ETA just to the restaurant. Okay, so check this out. Lead in for this. Listen to what happened on this pickup. So here in Pittsburgh, where I'm driving, I drove from the Squirrel Hill area of Pittsburgh to this pickup location, the McDonald's in Homestead. A nice relaxing 17-minute drive to this McDonald's. Now, of course, I wouldn't typically accept this order, but we're doing it for the challenge. So I'm driving to the McDonald's and I finally get there and it's closed. The restaurant was closed after all of that, a 17-minute drive to this restaurant. So what happens then? You're going to do this on any food delivery app that you drive for. Don't just cancel that order because the restaurant is closed. Reach out to support. So just so you know, on the DoorDash platform, you can actually mark in the Dasher app that the restaurant is closed. And a lot of the times they'll ask for some proof, some pictures, etc. And then from my experience, let me know in the comments if you've seen the same thing, but on a DoorDash, they'll actually pay you half of the quoted amount because that restaurant is closed. Also, let me know down below in the comments if you've seen Uber Eats do the same thing, but let's get our half pay on Postmates. So you can see here, I'm of course reaching out to support. You can do that through the Postmates driver app. And I simply say, hey, this restaurant is closed. Can you please reimburse me for my driving to this restaurant? And the rep says, we'll look into this, and then this happens. The order was canceled without any confirmation from the support rep. There was nothing in my app. There was nothing in the actual chat. In fact, chat actually disappeared. And then it just went back to the home screen looking for new orders. So that was kind of surprising. And maybe what was even more surprising was apparently the agent was sending me even more chat messages. But you can see here, I'm trying to click back into chat and I can't even get back into the chat. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. The support rep took care of it. Let's find out if we got the reimbursement a little bit later on in the shift. So again, waiting in a hotspot, which should theoretically, again, get us more orders, but I was finding that that wasn't the case. Well, that's okay. After waiting some time and after repositioning, I did get this order for Stacked. Now, it was a little bit further away, but at least it was headed in the direction I wanted to go. Luckily, that order was pretty seamless, so let's go over some numbers here to see the actual damage and how much I made. If it sounds like there wasn't that many orders, that's because there really wasn't. I mean, this shift was from 7:45 p.m., 2 hours until 9:45 p.m. No bonuses here, and my total gross revenue for 3 deliveries over 2 hours was an impressive $5.36. That is including a $0 reimbursement for the closed McDonald's. Postmates did not reimburse me for any of that 17 minutes, the driving to that pickup location for the McDonald's that was closed. Will I see that maybe populate later? Is that typical practice for Postmates? Have you had that happen? Please let me know. So for 2 hours, of course, that is $2.68 per hour. Again, I completed 3 deliveries during this time. I did receive 0 tips, but with Postmates, typically those tips roll in a little bit later. And tonight I drove 21.8 miles, which basically cost me money to drive. That was a payout of 12 cents per mile. And for those miles, I do get a tax deduction of $12.21. Now, I want you to pay attention to this because there were some very real takeaways, even more than, hey, you need to use strategy, of course, and you don't want to accept absolutely everything. There were some more takeaways here. The question that I wanted to ask you is, if you didn't know, Uber is actually acquiring Postmates this year in 2021. Now, my question to you here on Postmates, if you drive for Postmates currently, or if you've considered driving in the past. Now, we've seen there's no routes. There's no expected pay. There's no quoted miles for the order request screen. Now, if we're seeing this acquisition this year from Uber, now these systems are going to be a meshed system on the driver end. And I say that because at the time of filming this video, the last news that we've heard is Uber does want both apps to operate separately on the customer end. So my question to you is, with this acquisition, with Postmates coming on to Uber, will it make the system worse? Will it bring some of this ambiguity here, not seeing the route, not seeing the pay, or will it get better? Coming onto the Uber Eats platform, especially as Uber is the one acquiring Postmates, will it get better? Will we see the order routes, the pay, the expected tip, the actual miles quote here on the order request screen for Postmates? Well, let's hope so, and do let me know your thoughts down below in the comments, and do make sure that you're not accepting absolutely everything. You always want to use strategy when you're driving, or things like this might happen to you. So if you got value in this video, definitely drop me a like, and you can also click or tap the screen here for my most recent video, as well as a video recommended for you, and I'll see you in the next one.